you doing there, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nexweave Show. A lot of you know me. I'm Bruce, and to my left, I have one of the founders of Nexweave, Ender. What's going on, Ender?
Hello, guys. All good. I think it's been a few busy weeks, and we're glad to be back on the live sessions again.
I love it. I like getting FaceTime with you, and I know the community likes getting a lot of FaceTime with you too. We have probably one of the nicest virtual sets here with the Nexweave logo and everything in space. So it looks fancy. It looks nice on the phone. And if you're joining us from your phone, or if you're joining us on the web, thank you for being with us today. Thursday mornings is when we try to connect and gather with you guys. So without further ado, let's jump on in. Ender, what do we have for everyone today?
Yeah, so I think we're towards the fag end of the features that we had promised when we did our deal. Teams have been released, so you can start inviting people to your workspaces and start collaborating. So if you guys have gone ahead and tried out that particular feature, would love to hear some feedback on that. We've also been analyzing a variety of ways in which sub-accounts have been implemented by different organizations, and we figured out a good balance over there. So you would be seeing the sub-account feature being launched sometime, I would say by mid-May. So by then we would have completed all the features that we had suggested that we would be releasing as part of the deal, and then we'll move on to phase 2, where you'll see us releasing a lot more video tutorials. We're going to ramp up the dashboard to include some more elements so that it's a lot more easier for you guys to navigate through the platform, use the various tutorials, etc., etc. And the other thing that I talked about earlier was that we would be doing at least 50 integrations. So we've just upped the target by a little more, where probably by the end of the next quarter, we want to do about 80 to 100 integrations covering email platforms. Roughly about 80 to 800 integrations.
80 to 100?
Yes, because to be frank, the structure that we put in now, it allows us to do integrations a lot faster. So we think that let's cover as many email platforms as we can, as many landing page platforms as we can, chatbot platforms as we can, and LinkedIn outreach, because that's another segment that's suddenly become fairly large as a complementary solution to the cold email outreach that people are doing.
That's if you can get up to a 3-digit number by the end of June, props to you and Ashtosh and the whole team if you can get up to 3 digits worth of integrations, because you don't hear that. Sometimes companies struggle with 1, 2, 3, half a dozen. You're at 100, so props to you on that.
Yeah, like I said, because in our case, it's a lot more fluid way to integrate. Once we figure out the first 3 or 4, we just need to get enough number of votes coming in through our roadmap. So if anyone of you is trying something which is not there in the integration list, go ahead, submit it in the idea section of our roadmap, and we can see which ones are listed over there so that we can take action on them and try to implement those.
Love it. Love it. Alrighty. Guys, feel free to jump in and leave any of your comments. We'll go ahead and put it up on screen. Let us know if you're also looking forward to any upcoming features, if you're looking for any specific integrations that you'd like for us to include or apply. If there's any upcoming tools that you see that you wish that we could directly integrate with, please let us know. We're here for you, and we're here to help with you guys, and we want your feedback at the same time. So appreciate that, and thank you for joining us too. Alrighty. On top of that, besides the integrations, we have Texau. Do we want to get into that now, or do we want to hold off on that for a little bit?
So I'll probably have a discussion with Vikesh once again in terms of when we can showcase that piece. We ideally wanted someone to show an example where they're putting Texau and Nexweave in action together.
Right.
So Sel had mentioned that she has done that piece. So probably in one of the sessions that come up, we'll cover that so that people see the value of Texau and Nexweave coming together.
Right.
In fact, that also brings us to one interesting point. We've got a lot of feedback from people who've joined the platform over the last 1 month. probably because we were not doing as many live sessions in the last 1 month like we did earlier, that they wanted to understand how Nexweave can be used with specific platforms, like how Nexweave can work with emails, how Nexweave can work with landing pages, how they can integrate Nexweave with their chatbots, or how they can use Nexweave for LinkedIn outreach. So what we thought is that amongst the people who've been using the platform the most, we've reached out to some of them. Some of them have reached out organically to us as well to share strategies that are working for them. They've been thanking us for the way that we built the platform. They've given us suggestions. So starting next week, we will probably start having sessions where we'll cover one platform being shared by one of our customers on how they've put, say, Nexweave to work with WhatsApp, which by the way is going to happen in the next session on 29th, where I'll be inviting Gaurav to show how he's been implementing Nexweave along with his practice to teach people how they can send personal messages in WhatsApp. Then maybe the week after we can invite Cell to show how it's done with Texau. I'm sure there are enough people who've done it with emails, so I can probably speak to someone who's been using it aggressively with emails to come and talk about how they've been doing that piece. And I would love to have some of you come and talk about what kind of use cases you are implementing. And yeah, maybe I'll be able to give you some suggestions in terms of what could have been done better, specifically for the implementation that you've done.
Got it. Okay. Yep, that totally makes sense. Obviously, you know me, that I think a lot of the benefits going to come from people who are running e-commerce campaigns, people that are going to be running like any type of outreach where they're trying to do, let's say it's cold outreach and they're trying to get some responses. So that would be helpful. Anything associated to email marketing or SMS marketing, I think also makes a lot of sense. Guys, please feel free to jump in and chime in. Let us know if there's a specific workflow in a niche that you're also looking for. A lot of you know that I deal with maybe lead gen that may come from live streaming or broadcasting, notifying people of, hey, there's a live stream coming up. So obviously I'm going to be more geared towards content and probably like e-commerce to help out with sales and lead gen. So guys, if there's any type of specific niche that you'd like to see us maybe emphasize or cater to also, please let us know. And we'll try to see what we could do about including some of those use cases in our upcoming live streams as well.
In fact, if it's one of you who's bought Nexweave and they're trying to figure out how they can use it for their business, you could probably reach us out and mention that this is the category that we are in. Could be e-commerce, could be real estate, could be maybe that you're helping out dentists or something like that.
Right.
And what we're going to be doing over the next 45 days is that we're going to be running about 3 sprints to see how much we can start sharing about use cases in which Nexweave can be used. So if it's e-commerce, you can do abandoned cart recommendations. If it's event marketing, you can do pre-event communication on what the event is going to cover. You can have post-event communication on how you can market the content that you've recorded in the sessions and make them available as subscription. So just let us know what industry you want to put it to use, and our team will find out how you could pull out instances and try to get more value out of the investment that you made with us.
There we go. There you go, guys. Right from the founder. Okay, perfect. What's next?
So given that the primary set of features are done, and the reason why I'm asking for use cases is because in the next leg, we're also trying to add some templates. We've seen most people use image templates more than the video templates, which is something that we expected as well. So we'll be taking up industry by industry. Probably event marketing is going to be the first example that we pick up, and we'll give them an idea in terms of how you could use video templates, use image templates, run some campaigns together. And the idea would be to generate some case studies so people know that this is what you can gain out of the whole exercise, and this is what you can pitch to your clients as a case study as well.
I like that. We have a couple of events platforms that a lot of you own. Please let us know which ones you're interested in that we could integrate with. I like the idea of, again, it's kind of, maybe it's like e-commerce based, is the idea of helping to close or convert, and I mean convert like as in get more ticket sales for, let's say, virtual events. Obviously, some of us have those tools that we own and purchase. Let us know if there's one specific one that you would like us to integrate with. I like Hey Summit. I like Aventi. Those are the two that I particularly like. Some of you may use Hopin. Just let us know what tools you want us to connect with. Matter of fact, I think I even have a link that we could use that you guys can vote on it. There you go. So go ahead and provide your suggestions there, and go ahead and vote on those too. Yeah. Cool.
Also, we just released 9 videos as part of our investment towards making it easier to use the platform. So you can head over to our YouTube channel. There are 2 playlists over there. One of them says getting started with Nexweave. I can probably put in the link over here as well.
Sure.
So if you're someone who's just signed up for the platform and you're trying to figure out the best ways to use it, you could probably use this particular link.
Perfect. I'll put that up.
And you'll see the first 9 videos on how to create an image template, video template, how to set up a campaign. So that'll help you get started.
Sure thing. Let's put that up. Guys, go ahead and if you're on your phones, take a screenshot with your phone real quick. That will allow you to go ahead and type in the playlist on YouTube for Nexweave. But we have a question that came in, so Andrew, let me have you address that. Purchased the deal a month ago at last minute, but I still need to set it up. Can you briefly tell me what I've missed and how to get upgrades that I see on posts in the Facebook group?
Sure. So if you've seen the Facebook group, people have been sharing ideas in terms of what can be integrated. They've been asking questions over there. If you're someone who's just purchased a deal and you've not really gone through those updates, I would highly recommend that you go through this link that we prepared. It will probably consume between 30 to 40 minutes of your time, but you'll have a complete idea in terms of what you could do along with the platform. And then once you've gone through it and you've got any questions, you can anytime hit the chat support section over there and try to get some ideas from our team. So you'll either find me or Ashtosh or someone from the team available over there. Our team size has also increased by about 3 members. So one of us will be there to help you out.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So let's talk about upgrades real quick. Besides the CNAME add-on that I could think of, and the ability for people who had agencies, if they were a small agency, they have like a little window where they could buy a larger agency. Did we have any more upgrades besides that?
So those who stepped into the deal, they had the option to upgrade the stack till October. That still holds valid. I've seen some of our users consume more than 1 lakh credits. So they've been reaching out to me to see how they can upgrade their account. So anyone who's bought our early access deal can go and upgrade to the next level. So that's one thing that still stands true. You can start collaborating with people who are in your team. So if you create a workspace and there's a second workspace, you can start inviting people so that they can see what you're working on rather than sharing your accounts that you had to do earlier. So these are the primary updates that have come in. And yes, you still have those options where your image links can be set with your CNAME, your video links can be set with your CNAME. You can also have your own login panel. So if you go to the settings section, there's an app login option where you can have your own custom login portal given out to your audiences. So once you set all of these 3 up, no one will really know that you're using Nexweave. It's going to be your branding all throughout.
Got it. Perfect. Omar joined us. Thank you for joining us this morning, Omar. When can we expect object tracking? That's a good question.
Correct. So Omar, features like object tracking and even some of the requests that came from audio personalization, these are still being perfected. We don't want to release a feature, especially in these areas where it might be put across, but it might not work very smoothly. So we planned it for Q3 in this particular year itself. So hopefully once all the set of features are done and we hit the primary set of integrations, then we will share a refined version of these features. But yes, object tracking is going to be made available, because we are seeing an influx of e-commerce companies, and especially from the ones from the fashion space coming and having a conversation with us. And they want to show object tracking based modules, similar to, I think, a couple of companies which have earlier launched as well.
Makes sense. Makes sense. There was one that I'm looking forward to. There was a demo that you showed me. I don't remember if we had it publicly or privately, but there was object tracking on a video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Anyways, I thought that was interesting, and I'm looking forward to that. Mike, Lester,
Yeah, I
thank you
think
for joining.
Omar is also talking about the same one.
Oh, okay, got it. I thought he was referring to photos, but that's fine. Mike, Lester, Rosales, thank you for joining us too, and for the little emoticon there. Let's see what else. And then if we want to have anyone join us, let me go and put up the invite link. Perfect. Guys, we'll stay on for another 5 minutes. And there's the link there if you want anyone come on and join us or ask us any questions. Feel free.
So while someone's coming in, like I said, we planned a series of webinars. We'll be bringing in some expert who's done various platforms. If one of you has implemented a workflow which is fairly detailed, where you put probably automation tools like Zapier or Pabbly to effect and have a longer chain, we would love to have you come for one of the sessions and showcase that specific example so that others from the community could also benefit from that.
Perfect. I kind of like that sometimes. Well, let me put it out there. I've been kind of playing with it, right? I've been playing with SendFox a little bit because they have a really nice like lead capture workflow. And so I think it would be helpful if like, great, we can capture some of those leads from like, YouTube or from live streams, and then we could send them some sort. It would be awesome if we could say, hey, John Smith, we're going to be doing a live stream in an hour, join us. But it would be personalized, right, in an email or in a text message with, I don't know, like one of the text messaging partners out there. Amido is an example, right, where we can say as a text notification, hey, guys, go here because you're going to get 20% off. Go here because we're going to have a live stream. Come join us. That would be awesome and ideal, because I don't see that really done heavily. Yes, everyone focuses on e-commerce, but I feel like there's so much more that can support e-commerce, right? And I don't see that done in terms of including personalizations with workflows to enhance everything. Text message marketing, content marketing, live stream events or live stream marketing. Yeah, same thing like that. So that's where my brain always goes when I come across a platform. What are the multiple uses I can use it for? How many different tools can I use this platform for? So I'd like to see that. Though again, it's just a wish list of things that we could do to enhance this. Is a text message notification system or an email partnership from an email platform that's heavy in live stream. And I'm kind of surprised that not a lot of companies are, but SendFox is. I've asked Mooseend to be a little bit more versed in that regard, so they can capture like YouTube subscribers. Omar, good question. Does Nexweave work with SMS? Well, technically you could. I guess if the platform that you're working with can take customized URLs, technically, especially if that SMS marketing platform had a CRM, right? If it had a CRM, that makes it that much easier. Inder, thoughts?
In fact, one of the first campaigns we did with Nexweave when we were in beta was actually an SMS campaign. There was a retail brand who did not have emails of their prospects, but they had phone numbers, and they ran a campaign on SMS where they would send a personalized link in the SMS to their prospects. What we've seen is that some of the SMS providers are giving you the option to also show a short preview, or some of the devices show a short preview, just like it happens when you send a Nexweave link on a Facebook chat or a LinkedIn outreach message. So we've seen those to be more effective, but to be honest, if it's just the link, when we ran the first campaign, we did not have the white label option on the link. The CNAME was the Nexweave CNAME. Now, if some of you is trying to do an SMS campaign, then I would love to probably help you guys out and closely monitor it. Because with the custom branding, you'll probably get a much better response with a combination of custom branding as well as the custom slug, which carries the name of the prospect.
Yeah, I'll put this out there. I kind of like, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm a little excited, and you and I have talked about this. I like the fact that Plug and Paid has a CRM that they've attached to an SMS component. So for those of you who have Plug and Paid, you have an SMS marketing solution with Plug and Paid, right? That's kind of like my thought process. Now, if you can include a sales workflow, great. You guys already know that there's a Nexweave and Plug and Paid integration when Plug and Paid comes out, which is their newest release, 7.0, which is going to be automations. They have marketing now, but it's done manually. The automation workflow is what's being built right now. I'm looking forward to that, where there's maybe multiple integrations. Maybe there's email outbound that's going to be personalized, and text message outbound that's personalized. I'd like to see both of those, because I can use that as a broadcast solution, like to notify everyone of maybe an upcoming discount or an upcoming stream or anything really, as well as, hey, I want to be able to sell stuff too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to see other solutions. I think the only one that I've seen lately is Emito, because they have kind of like a mini CRM of contacts, and they weren't limiting you in terms of the amount of contacts that you could have. But that's a pure text messaging and Facebook Messenger broadcast solution with push notifications. Okay, perfect. Kind of like a multi-channel solution. Fine. I'd like to see a little bit more tools that do that. And to be honest, I haven't seen really a lot. I've seen a few text message solutions, but none that I was really happy with. Omar, I hope that answers your question.
In fact, since you mentioned push notifications, we've just initiated a conversation with a marketing automation platform that does email, push notifications, browser notifications, etc., etc. So once the first couple of pilots complete with them, I'll probably create a case study and share it over here. They, in fact, are doing a very interesting thing, which I've seen very few organizations do, where they might also bring in assets from either a digital asset platform, DAM, or they might put it from a CDP and then combine those assets into the messages that they're sending out. So the combination is going to be great, because if they are working with an e-commerce client, they could identify that a cart has been abandoned. They will identify how many products have been abandoned. They would fetch images of those particular products into a Nexweave experience, slot them into a video, and that video will say, hey, Omar, looks like you left product 1, 2, 3. And if you buy 3 of them together, there's a 20% discount given by a marketing team for this particular time frame.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of experiments that you're going to be doing now.
I hear you. I like that. I like that type of experimentation. I guess I like testing, especially when it comes to, guys, there's a terminology that we're using for Nexweave. You've probably heard us use a few times, but it's called middleware, right? So let me explain to you the concept of middleware a little bit. You may, let's say you're in marketing, and you may capture a lead, and then you're going to do something with that lead because you're going to email them or send them a text message, right? Nexweave sits in the middle. In other words, it'll take the lead that you've received and you're processing something with it, right? And in this case, we're processing personalized images from this contact that you've received their information. And then we process personalized video or personalized photos, and then it's distributed. So in other words, Nexweave acts as like a processor that's in the middle. So that's why we refer to it as middleware. That's the primary focus and goal of Nexweave, is to be the personalization tool or the personalization platform that you use, yes, in the form of middleware for all of your needs. That's kind of what we're positioning as. So we become stronger the more that you provide and tell us what integrations you're specifically looking forward to. So guys, we're here seriously, slightly in a way, kind of like begging you to let us know what are you looking for in terms of integration so we can help build it for you. So, Omar, I hope that helps answer your question also a little bit further. Because even if something's not built, we'll work with someone to help make it built. So there you go. There you go. Okay, guys, we're coming close to our time today, so I want to thank everyone for sticking with us. It's 25 minutes in. We're going to try to do this consistently, even if it's just to get your feedback and interact with you guys for a few minutes a week. That being said, Inder, anything else before we let you go and say bye to everyone until next Thursday?
So we'll run a poll on the Facebook forum to get in inputs in terms of what we should be covering in our course. That's another thing which is in the roadmap. We'll probably release a course in about 2-3 months from now by taking enough content pieces. Mm-hmm. So if you want us to cover certain use cases, which could be how Nexweave works with an SMS platform, or how Nexweave can be used with Texau, or some other platform, just let us know what is it that you want us to cover, with a slight mention of what the business case is, so that we can draft it out well and share it with others as well.
Okay, makes sense. It would be cool, and I'll put this out there as like a dream. It'd be cool if we had a Chrome extension that for next we would record our videos, kind of like like with a dub, and then say, hey, send us your use case videos via Nexweave video, like a recorded video, right? So
I think there are enough tools in the market available. So
there are, right? We have Loom, Dub, and the list, BombBomb, Bajuro. Those are the old Hippo Video. Those are the older guys that I helped build some of those. Yeah, and then there's an extra half a dozen after that. So I agree with you on that.
So in fact, we are in Yes. So before I touch upon that point, just to conclude the discussion on the video recording piece, we are in conversation with some of the video recording platforms that have recently been launched to see how we could attach them with Nexweave so people can record a video over there and push that into the Nexweave ecosystem and then work on those videos. Coming to the point that Omar requested, Enchat integration is something which would be made available before the 15th of May. We've already spoken to Carlo to see and understand how the two tools can work together, and we've already tested it. We just need to release the documentation, and yes, it will be available sometime around the first or the second week of May.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to that. Matter of fact, I passed on InCharge when I first saw it in Martech, but something tells me I got to pick it up this time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the tool is fairly good. The way it's being developed is also commendable. So let's see. We'll try to release it earlier, probably by the first week of May itself.
Omar, there you go. They'll try to do it within the first week of May. So guys, let us know those integrations that you want. I haven't played with InCharge yet, so because of you and Omar, I will go pick it up and play with it and see. I'll report back next week and see what I find.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, guys, that being said, everyone, please keep social distancing in mind, wash your hands, and we'll see you all next week. Stay safe, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one. Later.